here's what a Chumby looks like. Let's start with that.
It's so big.
Welcome to the
Oh, yeah.
February.
I thought you would have done this already.
No,
Oh, God, you were waiting all the way? I would have started this
It's
part.
okay, we had the music play.
You are 30.
Yeah.
We were entertaining ourselves, don't worry.
Yeah, don't say that. That just sounds so wrong.
Get out of the gutter.
He started it.
I
He started
wasn't in
it.
the gutter,
Liar.
and somebody else took me in.
Come on, everybody get on my bus.
Oh,
He's got candy.
Oh.
I got candy.
Got him too.
Hi, John.
Hi, welcome to the February Omaha Linux Users Group. I am your host, John Larson. Welcome to Fantasy Island.
No plan, boss.
Yes. So, this month, Aaron's going to talk about the Chumby One, the new little smaller version of the original Chumby, which came out 2 years now, I believe, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. I think it looks a little bit better than the beanbag version, although there's other options.
Oh, dude, it was.
It was,
So,
yeah.
What is
a
it again?
little
The
beanbag.
instructor?
Stop saying that.
So, a few things. We are 2 months out from Infotech. That's in April.
What's Infotech?
Infotech? Why, golly. It's the Midwest's premier business technology conference is back with 4 nationally renowned keynote speakers and nearly 100 track presenters you don't want to miss. Here.
Where can I go to find out more information?
www.infotech.org.
Is that spelled with an H?
No, there is no H in Infotech.
Tell me more about the
Is it
wonderful.
spelled with a K?
Infotech. It looks kind of like this, with a C. Okay, so you all get to have a copy of these.
Thank
Now,
you.
do you have friends that you normally see?
I have
Do
no
you have friends?
I
Let's
don't
start,
have any money
let's
to
start with
spend, so
that.
no.
Meat space or internet?
Yeah, meat space.
Actually, I'll be in Orlando. Sorry.
Oh, man. Orlando. That's where my sister is right now. She went to Disney.
Sure.
That's it.
Infotech?
Okay,
What?
Chumby.
The Chumby. So, thanks.
I think that's pretty much it.
That's all you got for announcements?
Um,
I'm
anybody
not
wants to
stalling
help-
or anything.
if anybody wants to help with the OLUG website, now I have good news about the OLUG website. Last week, the hosting provider contacted and said that they were needing to do electrical repair work on the rack in which our server was hosted, and that we should migrate to a new box. So I logged in and initiated that migration. It only took about 10 minutes. It was pretty fast. Before that migration, I was having to reboot the box about every 2 days. It was very weird. I was having problems with it.
That time frame is shortened substantially from the last time we talked about that.
Yeah.
It was about every 3 weeks, 2 to 3
Well,
weeks.
no. There was an upgrade to the OS. And that didn't go off. It's not as stable as you might say, okay?
Double D.
But, and since there's wood around here somewhere, I'm going to do this. It is. I have not had to reboot it since I migrated it last week. So maybe they had a problem with that particular rack unit. I don't know.
It could be a power issue.
Yeah, if they were
It's
having power
possible.
issues,
I know it was in Newark, so New Jersey.
now we're in Australia.
Okay. Am I still stalling?
No, it's fine.
Oh.
Go ahead and try and get this thing activated. Type in the name of the access point. Try and use the onboard keyboard. It's awesome. All right, so what is a Chumby?
Okay.
That's your password?
Oh, the whole thing.
Yeah, you gotta scroll back and forth with the keys. It's something.
At least
special.
it's not like going 1, 2, 3, 4. And it does a whole number of.
Why not just do T9 input? Space for it, right? So 4 down, 4 across.
That's what a Chumby would look like if you have one right in front of you, which is what you do, so it works out well. So right now there's 3 major versions of the Chumby. There's the Chumby One, which is that. There's the original Chumby, which is the only.
Sacro Chumby.
Please visit the website along with us for the viewers at home.
Viewer.
There's 3.
Oh, see the difference. Compare Chumbies.
Oh.
Top right.
Let's go to the store.
Store. What? Yeah. Is this filtered at work?
Be careful what you type. So the Chumby, the original Chumby Classic was out. Now there's the one. The Chumby Classic, they sold the thing for up to $600 for certain versions of it. It is the only computer I know that comes with leather. Because the original case
black
actually is
one
leather.
costs more.
Someone you know about.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, Alienware could have done something. You never know, those guys. They'll probably stick in a cow, you pay them enough. So, they did that. There's another one called Chumby Guts. You guys ever hit the Maker? You know, how many people read Make Magazine here?
It's been a long time.
Make Magazine is one of the best magazines around. It's incredibly expensive, but it's totally worth it. The main thing about it is they have their store at the Maker Shed, and they have what they call Chumby. Oh, you bastard! I mean,
be nice.
I got it.
how is this thing rated anyway? This whole deal. So, is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, so case is important when you're doing the thing apparently on this. It is an alarm clock. That's one of the many things you can use it for. It has one of the most popular things it has is you get the weather, all sorts of stuff in it. Here, let's do pass it around while it's doing that. Maybe wants to take a look at it. So the thing is, one nice thing, the Chumby, there it is. It runs a miniature version of flashlight. Go ahead and click one and pass it around. On the side is the volume. The top is a button. I think other than that, it's pretty much just tap on the screen. Just touch next to the screen. Pick which one you want.
Letterman.
Yeah, just pick one of the things.
And then how do you engage it? You just
Push the button.
oh, all right.
Then it starts playing.
Okay, so if you hit the
Just-
top button, it
It'll
goes back.
Yeah, it goes back to the channel selection. So, why would anyone buy a Chumby?
Because this looks cool.
It is very cool. Don't get me wrong. So one thing, it has 3.5-inch LCD touchscreen, battery. Depends on which one you get. The Chumby One does have the battery option. The Chumby the original Chumby doesn't. Chumby Guts don't have one, but if you already got the Guts out there, you're more likely to put a
So
battery
Guts
in
is
there.
essentially the display, the board, and that's it.
It's a caseless Chumby. Let's open a browser.
Because I have to say, I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah.
Comes with an Arduino that you have to solder or something like that.
It already does something the iPad doesn't.
Make sure
What?
iPad is.
Comes with a battery.
Removable battery.
The great thing about it is they suggest you use the Chumby Guts.
Oh, wow.
Does it come with the finger, magic finger?
It's more than the.
It's more than the Chumby One.
That's not very smart. Oh, it's
But
got a
it comes,
gasket.
one difference between the Chumby One, and the Chumby Guts is you get the faster CPU with the Chumby One. It's like 400 megahertz as opposed to 350. And you actually have more expandable memory built into the thing. One drawback is the Chumby One only has one 2-watt mono speaker, which is great because the thing most people use that for is Pandora and stuff. So having one 2-watt speaker isn't as good as having two, or as we refer to it, stereo speakers.
Wow. What
Now,
was
it's the headphone
1970?
jack, is that stereo?
Yes.
Okay.
And one of the things you can do, one nice thing about it is the USB port in the back is powered well enough that you can actually put a pair of the GE powered speakers on. That's how I have mine hooked up at home, so you can actually get some decent sound. One other thing to keep in mind is Chumby, the AC adapter that comes with it, is awesome because if you put it anywhere near an AM radio, or let's say an FM radio, or anything that could possibly be interfered with by radio waves, this, for some reason, apparently, mine, I don't know if it's all of them or mine, but I had to put on a different thing on my clock radio because I had this buzzing noise even when the radio wasn't on, which is like, that's not good. Or else it could be I have a very,
It might
very
be
cheap clock
RF
radio.
through the.
Yeah, power cord.
Yeah.
So it's got a couple little issues, but it's got a little Ferris thing and all that stuff.
Huh.
So,
Interesting.
That's a Atari.
but no, you get the core of what you need for the Chumby.
Today, I-29.
Make it as cool as you want to is their entire motto with that one. I don't know about the little eyes, what the deal is with that. I don't think it comes with those.
It was a blue car.
Is that Super Mario Brothers?
No, it's somebody with the it's a Windows type thing. No one has gotten an NES emulator working on that that I'm aware of yet, which is usually one of the major questions people have. So, what do you get with it? Da-da-da.
Well, see, now you get stereo with the classic,
Yeah, I know, that's what I said. And you get 2 USB ports.
but they're only full speed, not high speed.
Yeah. But I'm only taking power off it, so it doesn't really make that much difference when I'm doing mine. One nice thing about it, one thing to keep in mind is if you have a Chumby, you don't have Wi-Fi in your house, you are done. I mean, you can support a USB LAN adapter, but it won't do anything until it activates. So it's pretty much you're
Taking
pretty
it
much
away.
screwed. Yeah, that's an option.
Take it
Or
from there.
Or take a place like that. One nice thing it has accelerometers in it that are actually 4 positions, so it's actually smart enough to figure out where you're pointing it for the most part. It's not always perfect, but I've had some luck with this little thing. I've been working on this. I compiled the Labyrinth game on it. I don't have it on that now, but it was detecting the things. But it's also incredibly infuriating sometimes because you're running Flash, and if it's going too fast, you don't. Never mind. That's, but I've gotten past that now. I'm on to other problems. So volume knob, always important to have volume knobs on it. The Chumby one doesn't, the other one doesn't.
Italian leather. Oh, it was even Italian leather?
Yeah.
They spare no
Correct.
expense. And a charm attachment. Dude, it's got a charm attachment.
And it comes with charms if you get the one. The killer on that right now, though, is
$454.
the internal micro SD card firmware versus the 64 megabyte flash ROM, which can give you a little bit of love difference there. But you get a free charm set with the one. Which,
You know, dude, free
it's-
charm set and Italian leather. I mean,
So-
that is Christmas gift or Valentine's Day
yeah,
gift.
see, those are the charms over on the right-hand side. You got the little things. You can actually buy a shirt for it. Didn't happen. Good. So the question is what you can do with a Chumby. Well, the most obvious thing is you can play some games with it. Next. So you can create a virtual Chumby. You sign up their site. You can load various channels. You can play around with all the various widgets they have available for it for free. Let me pop over the games one real quick.
So that's an example of the.
That's an example of a Chumby widget. You
see.
go to the widgets, browse the widgets. There are lots of widgets.
Twitter widget.
95 different news widgets. One nice thing it has going for it, it has a whole bunch of different types of music widgets and stuff like that. It has pretty much hookups for about everything. One of the better ones is Trailer Addict, which isn't too bad. I do kind of like that. 25 different weather widgets.
Yay!
Why 25? Because 24 just wasn't enough.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I was checking out the stock prices. How do I get back to the menu?
Hit the top.
The button at the top.
Hit the chumby.
No, hit the button at the top. Don't hit the Chumby. Don't mock the Chumby.
I did not know that was a button. I thought that was just.
Do not stare at the Chumby.
Press escape when it boots up.
If the Chumby escapes
So
from a
that the
scary
boot menu
case,
will
run
be-
away.
It'll be right after the memory check.
Happy football.
I was trying to figure out if humor was supposed to be Jesus or Chuck Norris at first. I think it's supposed to be Chuck Norris.
It's a combination of the two.
Well,
It's Jesus
aren't they the
Norris.
same person, really? Has anybody ever seen Chuck Norris and Jesus together?
No.
Don't think so. I rest my case. But,
I don't know what you're supposed
I don't
to
know
do.
if
but
Jesus will be that
so-
violent.
I don't know, you get nailed to a tree, I would be pretty violent second time around. Anytime you start hearing a whack, whack, whack noise, I start getting a little edgy. It's just me.
Your chumby's hot. Ooh,
Is it getting warm? It shouldn't be.
back's warm.
Maybe you're holding it too tight.
Maybe Kevin's hands are warm.
Maybe we just get it touched.
So you can actually, e-cards, of course, always popular.
So, when you say e-card, does that mean you have to know the other person's Chumby, or you're friended to somebody who has a Chumby?
you send them a link to a virtual Chumby. That's what I
Oh,
checked.
okay.
Chumby land.
But the community, what a lot of people here would be interested in, or developers. So how many people here use Flash? Develop with Flash.
Oh, okay.
You should know that.
No one likes Flash. Here's the secret to Flash on Linux. You don't. Because I mean, there's command line tools you can. There's
Ganache.
no, I mean, yeah, that works fine for playing Flash, but creating Flash content.
That's another.
That's painful. That's stepping back several years in the grand scheme of things. I mean, there's tools to do and stuff like that. I mean, if you use Windows, there's this thing called FlashDevelop.net, which actually is really nice. Does a decent job of action scripts and stuff. So it works pretty well. One nice thing about the Chumby, you don't have to do things in Flash. You can actually, it has an ARM processor inside it. You can compile up your own Linux kernel on it, turn SSH on, upload it, reflash it, do whatever the heck you want to with it. The one problem is if you do start flashing it randomly, getting it back to the original settings can be kind of tough. It's supposed to be very possible to do, but I'm not sure if anyone's had any great luck with it. Let's go to developing Chumby widgets. So yeah, it also supports Flash Lite 3.1, which is a fancy way of saying 12 frames a second is where things top out.
Isn't that where they're going to try to put on some phones? This flashlight. I think I've seen a few phones like, not a smartphone, but like a regular little Nokia phone with a display has flashlight or something.
Yeah,
like that.
it's popular for that kind of stuff. It's just a decent subset of regular Flash. I like what it's not supported.
It's more of like a presentation layer at that point.
It works pretty well. I mean, people have worked around a lot of issues with it. Yeah, I like that. You can also use the freeware Flash Develop, which I highly recommend. Performance and optimizations. The prototype Chumby has a 350 megahertz ARM9 processor. How fast is your iPhone?
I don't remember.
Get rid of it.
You got a droid.
How fast is your Droid?
I haven't looked at the specs. It's just sexy.
I think it's
sci-fi.
900.
I think it's at least 2 to 3 times faster than the Chumby, which is usually a pretty decent thing. A pretty decent baseline thing. Some of their suggestions are pretty good. Avoid layered translucent areas. Yes. Use tweening sparingly. I never knew what tweening really was until I started trying to figure it out. Avoid full frame animation. Oh yes. Watch your variables. Always important.
Yeah.
Always watch your variables.
It's done.
A lot of house cleaning.
Amateur programmers apparently.
One cool thing about this, one question about this is, how do you, if you develop a widget, what do you do with it? Do you upload it directly to your thing? Well, that's one option. Another option is you can actually upload it to their site, add it to your virtual Chumby, then debug it there, verify it's all good, then actually make it available to anyone in the world you want to. You can be the 26th weather widget if you want to.
It's like the farting apps of the iPhone. There are many of them.
There was a lawsuit. You know, there's a really big lawsuit over the farting apps because somebody claimed they actually had a trademark on I fart. And then instead the other guy, which was another one
Was
had
it e-fart?
another guy had like fart app, and he claimed it infringed on his trademark, which is like, you made a fart, and the guy actually, if you ever go out to the Daily Show, do a search for this, I fart, and it'll on the Daily Show on the Hulu site, and there's a guy who actually compares himself to Martin Luther King, and his fight to be able to use the I fart app, and he's white, of course.
Of course.
Because
Because a brother would never do that.
no one ever would do that except some guy who's just so clueless. And you just see the other guy in the end, and it's like, just totally astonished. Unbelievable. But for the most part, the widget, there are no really code of conduct that I've seen. It's not supposed to be obscene or blasphemous or whatever like that. But it's a pretty thing. But if you do make one that is, let's say you are the first person to get 12 frame porn to actually be interesting, you can upload your own widget through the USB key on the back of
You're
it.
looking at the stuff on the next tee. That's all you can get.
This is better than EGA.
ASCII porn.
Yes.
I had CG on a moniker monitor.
There
There
was
was
stuff.
some really creative stuff in there. yes.
Hey.
But one actual, all right, one porn aside. There's a company I know in town. This is not the company I work for, but it's another company in town. They actually started monitoring their BlackBerry web access, and they found 67% of it was going to inappropriate sites such as porn. And it wasn't like people were tethering to their machines; they were actually browsing porn on their BlackBerry from work. And I'm like, you've really got to be committed. Scroll, scroll, scroll.
Well, you know where they're doing that, right?
What? No, I don't.
They're in the
I gotta go to the
bathroom.
bathroom, honey, leave me alone.
No, they're in meetings.
Well, that too.
That's one way.
What's the difference?
There's a big difference between
That's
the
how
two.
they stay away
Toilet in
from
the meetings? Sorry.
Yeah.
We're taking this to the toilet. Let's,
It is really started. It started out
let's,
bad,
let's,
and I blame
let's-
him.
Let's resume our discussion back to where we were.
All right. So they do provide a bunch of widget source code you can take a look for, like the Chumby radio alarm clock one. Oh, one other nice thing about the Chumby One is it has an FM radio in it, and the original doesn't.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's got some nice features to
So
it.
you can set it to like wake up to the FM.
You can wake up to Pandora FM. Right now, I've got it set to wake up to New York Times podcast. It starts playing that, and it has this thing. It has the regular alarm, then it has the emergency alarm, which is after you don't do anything with it for 10 minutes, it'll like kick off the other one, which is normally like a klaxon or something. and that 2-watt speaker is actually pretty good for that. So another nice thing about it is it actually does a decent job of just being a clock at night. So it's really
It's
kinda
not
nice.
super bright. I mean, can you still see the LCD?
You can adjust the brightness of it. It has
Does
a
it
night
still have
vision.
that LCD glow though, even though it's?
It's not too bad.
Oh, okay.
It works for me. I mean, compared to that, some of my radio stuff. So you can also hook up webcams to it. Some people have for various reasons.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a full-fledged Linux computer. You can load your own.
That's a pretty neat idea, actually.
Yeah. So the guy who created laid out the basic firmware in this. I mean, the basic design of this is Bunny from the guy who did the original Xbox hacking.
Oh, yeah.
And if you open one of those up, I've heard there's supposed to be a spot there that says "Love Bunny," but I haven't looked at that.
Oh, yeah.
I have not had the courage to open up my Chumby. I
There's
had
probably
this,
pictures online.
Oh, yeah, there
I
are.
think pictures.
But there's a whole community developed of hacking the various hardware capabilities of that, and people have done weird things with it, like hooking up the joysticks to do various things. One of the more popular ones is hook it up to actually to a TV or a monitor and something, because there's apparently a couple leads on there you can actually follow off on it. So there's people doing all sorts of funky things with it. So it's really pretty much an open platform. I mean, is it better than an Archos 5MP with Android and stuff? I don't know. I haven't really had a chance to play with one of those yet. But is it better than a Droid phone? No. Is it cooler? Is it cool enough in its own right for $100 without any contract or anything?
Yes.
Yes, it is. There will not be a Skype for that. I highly doubt. Yes. I love it. Here it goes. Frame rate 12 frames a second. Video data rate 220 kbs. Audio data rate 32 kbs. Mono or less. Width must be less than or equal to 320, and the height must be less than or equal to 240.
Isn't that is that CGA 320?
VGA.
Does their application catalog name require the source code for non-flash stuff?
They haven't accepted hardly anything that's non-flash. Everything they do almost is flash through the widgets.
Secret might have an app that had a little secret that set the emergency alarm to rickroll someone.
I don't know. You could do it. I mean, you can just do it through Flash. I mean, you could just do it through the Flash. There's no reason why you couldn't. They don't have really an inspection of it. You just upload the widget to them, so you could just make it do it directly.
Rick Roll.
Starts playing Rick Astley. Never gonna give you up.
What's that?
No, not going there.
I'm almost half deaf, okay?
Rick Astley. Was this?
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. It was a song from the 80s.
Were you in the United States in the 80s? Oh, you saw. You remember? This guy looks like Howdy Doody, singing with this incredible voice. I mean, just a great voice. I mean, just type in Rick Roll on any search engine, you'll come across it.
Not my kind of music, I guess.
It's no one's kind of music. That's the problem.
Check out knowyourmeme.com, and that should have an entry for it.
That just sounds bad.
No, it's a great explanation of all the weird internet memes.
Yeah.
I mean, they even actually have description. They have etymology of it, how it began, and stuff like that. It's like a whole show. It's thoroughly researched.
So who is patient zero for Rick Roll?
I don't know if they show that.
I would like to know the guy who said, "Yes, this is the greatest idea ever. I will hide this inside laughing and cats playing pianos videos, because that wasn't funny enough in its own right." So it can do a couple other things. Cooperative mode. So you can actually make an app that actually talks to other chumbies and stuff like that in limited manners.
Chumby Horde.
You can send an email, which I've never seen anyone actually do that with their thing yet.
So they have to encode their Chumby widget and
Yep.
their device ID. I wonder if the ID is just like the MAC address of the device.
I don't know. I think it might be a custom. It's probably something custom inside this.
I've got an Allurotech internet radio, and its ID is just the MAC address.
Oh. Well, every one of those has a unique ID as well, a unique serial number.
Okay.
They provide on the, I don't believe it's the MAC address on those. I like the most common problem. The movie is the wrong version. Flashlight 3 will not play Flash 9 movies. You're way behind on that, buddy. But I just do like the little thing.
Italian leather.
How did you not
Like I
like?
said, that's a Valentine's gift waiting to happen.
Honey, I love you so much. I bought you a leather Chumby.
See?
Would you broadcast that? Because that's the thing I think people want to see. That would happen. It's
It
amazing.
can't be worse than the year I
You-
gave her a mop.
You think that Chumby would have
Oh,
broken the first time she
man.
whacked
She
him with
asked
it?
for it.
Okay.
Did she ask for like, can I please have a mop, or did she ask for like not cleaning the house?
No,
There's a difference
she
between those
asked
two
me
types.
for a mop. I want this particular mop. It was like a $50. I want this for Mother's Day. Okay.
Did you put a bow on?
What does it do? Does it self mop? Did it come with? Did
The
it come,
Mopba
did
from,
it- did
from
it-
iRobot.
Did it come with swords?
That would be cool. That's neat.
Surprised no one's integrated the Chumby and an iRobot, make it do things.
A Chumby robot.
You could. I mean, one of
It
the
has
things.
that serial port on the Roomba. You know.
It's not playing like jazz.
Control my. I should stop thinking.
The rise of the Chumbies, yes.
Yes.
That's not exactly.
I'm sorry, I just pictured all of these iRobots with the Chumby sitting on top. We're coming for you.
These aren't made by USR though, so.
Jeez.
Or 3 count, or who are they now?
Who are they? That is a good question. That's all right.
Didn't they become U.S. Robotics again before they spun them off?
I still love to show off your Chumby.
Oh, God. See, now we're right back where we started.
Oh, the Lego. That's cool.
But people do all sorts of funky. I do like the rabbit. I gotta say.
That's pretty good.
Awesome. How do you scroll this thing?
Uh,
All right, that's not how you scroll.
it's got to be reoriented.
Oh. The chicken one. Because the
Okay,
original Chumby looks like an egg.
That's wrong.
Wrong is such a
There's
subjective
a
term.
Domo-kun over there on the left. The little teeth.
The Chumby with the dog.
Oh, they integrated an iPod.
So what's the power adapter draw? In your power adapter.
Shove,
5 volts.
Shove the Chumby.
600 watts. 600 watts.
2
Shove your-
amps.
Shove your Chumby into like a teddy bear. Make it the tummy.
People have done that. If we keep
Jack
going,
Lantern.
Oh, that would be scary. Have that sitting outside when somebody walks up and Rick Astley starts playing.
I still don't know what this Rick Astley guy is.
The
I
chum
didn't
bombs.
I like that. They control the
With the eye.
that one robot
iPhone.
thing they have. What's it called? I can't remember the name of it. It's like a it's the
My
wires-
nephew got an eye dog for his birthday.
That
It's the
center
same company.
Picture, the white box. What's that?
The
center?
gift of calm.
The gift of calm.
No, a gift of calm.
Oh, what's the-
Well, there's more than one
what the
gift of
hell's
calm.
that?
It's probably
Self-help
a
thing.
yoga.
You're a good enough person. People like you. Da 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 da. Has everybody seen the Chumby?
Yeah.
Nope. Take a look.
Oh.
You got your last.
Sorry.
But
Just select the widget on the front with the finger.
But there aren't a whole lot of emulator stuff like that for it. Right now, it's pretty much I've been going through the official.
Whoa.
What?
BBC CFAX. It looks a little old school.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nothing would be better than actually using the Chumby with that wonderful
Little
on-screen
VFAX
keyboard.
type.
The on-screen keyboard of the Chumby is not its strong suit. Let's put it that way. It's kind of like a bad arcade game.
What's this thing?
Antenna. It has an FM radio in it. Chumby ones come with it. Chumby originals don't.
Now, if you can only put Bluetooth in it.
You can put a Bluetooth adapter in the back.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if that enables a keyboard.
I don't know. I haven't tried it. I've got one of the little ones, the little cheap ones they were selling at Deal Extreme for like $3. I haven't tried it. But it's an open platform. I mean, if you want to put your own kernel on there, go ahead. You want to do whatever you want to. One of the things a lot of people do when they put their own, start putting their own widgets on there, they disable the front end that comes with it. You can disable and re-enable it with a couple changes. You enable SSH, and of course the SSH is root without password, which still, you can set a password on, but it doesn't have them by default. They have, a lot of people compile up the web server for it, because that's a simple way to just get the apps on there, stuff like that, put content on the thing. What?
No, nothing. At first I thought, well, if there's no password for root, it doesn't matter unless you put it on the web, but then you said put the web server on it.
Well, everything's on. I mean, the thing by its very nature is.
There's a little web server.
Yeah.
You might want to have that just on your internal land.
What, you want to go down to Panera?
Pantera bread.
They made some good music.
Who? Pantera.
I thought you were saying Panera for a second. I'm like,
They
they make a nice bagel.
They call them Pantera bread.
So, it is all under the GPL. They make all the source code available you need to do almost everything with it.
Is that a Linux kernel?
Yeah. It's a little ARM processor.
Yeah.
You can cross-compile all day long on it. So it works pretty well in that respect. Some of the
Is there people who are producing their own little distros for this?
I haven't seen one yet.
Huh.
But,
Quad core
Got two little
i7
this
processor.
one's one I like to.
Compiling for
Yeah,
ARM.
mount NFS partitions, run process login, screwed up your touchscreen calibration, always a popular one. Install XAMPP and the PHP script on it. Now that would be rock.
Wow.
If you start running OLUG on that, see if the Chumby can hold up to that kind of load.
I get an email once a week. Your disk usage is high.
So, I mean, it's just a little open, reasonably open system.
Hello. On behalf of everyone here at Chumby Industries.
It rebooted.
Oh, it's probably the one thing is if you buy the battery, if you buy the Fujifilm battery they recommend, it's supposed to last an hour or two. That battery costs $40-some odd. If you buy the knockoff battery that says we don't explode, but we're cheap,
At least you got guarantees.
it's got some sort of guarantee on it. Well, the thing is, it's like 3-4 feet away from my head at night. And I'm not hear the sizzling at first. I don't think I set it to bacon on the alarm clock. Next thing you know, boom! And I got a Chumby stuck in my head.
Hey, that's a new feature.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
something
it's-
here.
that's awesome until people go like, so, you have a Chumby. How'd you guess? It's got its own things going for it.
Then you got to put the camera in on the other side.
But you can set, I mean, all sorts of things you can do with the thing. So,
Wow.
is there a BitTorrent?
Serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Well, that's using the streaming version. That's not actually. So they actually have it figured out. A lot of people have figured out a lot of things with it. It doesn't do Hulu. Obviously, you can't keep up with the capacity. If someone wanted to make a proxy for it, by all means, they probably could. But. So what have I done with mine so far? I compiled up the Labyrinth application in Flash developed, which was okay. Then loaded on my machine, went like this for a while. And then,
So it's got. I didn't know it had accelerometer.
oh, it has accelerometer.
Oh, okay.
The great thing about it is I'm doing this, and I look over, the cat's just looking at me like, you poor bastard. I haven't had that look of pity for my cat since the lightsaber incident. All right, the lightsaber incident for a quick description. I used to have this plastic lightsaber I bought when I worked at Sterling Software like 20 years ago. And I left it at my parents' house when I moved out many, many years ago. And I'm over there one night going through some of my stuff because I still have a load of my stuff there, like my computer museum. And I see my lightsaber, I'm like, oh, awesome. Hit it, it still comes out. It makes a noise. I don't have to. So I take it home with me because I'm thinking, oh, it'll be fun to have around the house for some reason. And I turn on my lights.
Torture the cat.
Well, No, I don't really torture him. It works the other way around. So I walk in the house, turn the lights, and the lights don't come on. I have no power. I have a plastic lightsaber.
I have the power.
So I turn it on, walk upstairs, have a light, turn the light switch on, not thinking, and just walk around a bit, get a glass of water, walk in the main room, and the power comes back on. My cat, the cat just watched me like, you poor bastard. And he just made eye contact for a second and like, no, I gotta be somewhere else. So it wasn't one of my better nights with the cat.
That's pretend you're getting dissed by a cat.
I wasn't pretending. He actually did diss me. There's a look of shame on his eyes.
Of course, the cat could see everything he was doing without any lights on.
Yeah. Wow, really? You're walking. Okay.
So, are Chumbies worth it? I think so. I like mine. It's a great alarm clock. It's worked pretty good. But you can do a lot more with it than I've done with it so far. Some people are talking about doing it with trying to do things with using it as a sensor and type of stuff like that because of the USB connectivity. You can hook up to additional devices, anything you want to do with that. I haven't played with that too much. I'd love to get a version of Stella or something like that running on to play some old Atari 2600 games with joystick. Once again, one of those projects I'm going to do when I have a lot more time. Any questions about the Chumby?
Does it do anything that Pandora doesn't do?
What do you mean does it do anything Pandora doesn't do?
I mean, if someone were getting Pandora anyway, would there be any point to getting this?
It's a good question. I mean, you can load different widgets and you can come with Pandora and stuff like that. Oh, one other thing to keep in mind is there's a new version of this out. There's a fourth version coming out called the Dash, which is Sony's version of it, which has a 7-inch screen, I believe.
Does it have the Sony timer in it?
What, you mean it goes obsolete in 6 months?
Stops working? No, I'm serious. Look at Wikipedia for Sony timer. It's a famed, supposed thing that gets built into all Sony equipment that the equipment fails
So,
over a preset period of time.
so this is the brand new thing.
That's the rumor.
I can't imagine. I've had some Sony
I've
stuff
got
selected
some
forever.
Sony stuff that's pushing 30 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe before they developed the timer.
Before they put the timer in.
Oh.
It's an urban legend, but it does have its own article.
I've got an original Sony Discman.
Oh, cool.
1985.
I thought you were going to say Betamax.
I know,
That
I've
I
got
believe.
two. Or at
And,
least he did the last time I...
and so what does he do? Sit there watching Toronto? Man.
He's got a great porn collection.
Speaking of
Eyeball.
beta, a new video of the Columbia or Challenger accident came out this week that a guy had filmed in '86, and it was beta,
Oh.
and he did not release it until a week before he died in December. So nobody's ever seen this video. It was him filming it from his front yard from a different angle. Because everyone's used to seeing the same video footage. Sorry. It's anniversary this week. Which is another weird thing because the Challenger, the Columbia, and the Apollo 1 accident all happened within the same week.
Aren't
Like
they launching
years apart.
Aren't they launching a space shuttle like this week, like February 7th or something?
I don't know. I think they
Have
did.
you called NASA and told them about this yet?
It was on Planetary
Protecting
Radio.
a theme.
So the Dash.
This is
Sony's version of the Chumby. They licensed the Chumby, so it has the 1,000 free apps, which is of course all the various widgets. Various ways it works the same. It has a couple nice things: the 7-inch 800 by 400 LCD screen, so you can either put the widgets
faster
in the corner.
processor,
Oh, yeah.
more memory.
Multi-source video content, which is a fancy way of saying 2 widgets. Black finish, ETA April 2010.
Oh, MP3s.
Yeah.
Built-in stereo speakers, see?
USB 2.
I like to streamline your life with free apps.
Does it have a card slot, or does it just source it from like Flickr, probably? If you stick your memory card in it to show your pictures or something.
Oh, I don't know. But streamline your life with free apps. Yeah, I like that. My life is so much better with that. Personal Internet Viewer, which is one thing that doesn't do. It doesn't have a web browser on it. I don't know if this does or just pulls like custom content from the widgets, which would be a good question for it.
I like how it says Personal Internet Viewer is a compact audio multi-tool. Viewer and audio in the same. It just seems kind of odd for me to write that sentence.
But read the rest of that. Listen to MP3s and internet radio out loud. Well, how else was I going to listen?
But with built-in, out and in.
It's in your head.
Yeah, but the voices never stop.
What's it say?
That's a personal problem.
Yeah, I mean, you know, having a voice in your head wouldn't be all that bad. Brush your teeth.
Buy Lightspeed briefs.
Yeah.
What?
The Futurama reference.
Oh.
All the ads are in the dreams.
It's not an OLUG meeting without at least one Futurama reference. I was going to go bite my shiny metal ass. But since we already got out of the way. But exclusive access to Sony content. And, you know, Sony's not going to just support this for a couple months and walk away from it like they have in the past. This is a commitment they're making.
Does that mean that their source code has to be released?
No. You don't have to release any source code for the Chumby stuff. I mean, they'll have to release the source code for the kernel and stuff, because that is all Linux based, unless you're doing that stuff. But it's a nice little system, so I gotta say I'm kind of interested with this one. But since I already got a Chumby, I'm not gonna go buy another Chumby-like device. But what?
You could start a collection.
Harold Welts has done a lot. He's done a lot with the Linksys boxes, the routers, and that stuff. I mean, there's a whole what? Mostly BusyBox, yeah, he's done mostly with that. But he's gone after a couple of people for it. I mean, Harold Welt's done quite a bit of work on that stuff.
Oh, okay. Access audio, video, or photo content stored at mass storage USB devices. Connect to the USB port.
So,
Okay.
so it can do all sorts of wonderful things. So Chumby, fun little computer, independent of your regular computer. You can go to town on it, do whatever you want to with it. Lots of people are doing all sorts of Chumby hacks. We type in Chumby.
Blue cord, 2 gig
Audio.
and then we'll get the link.
What's that?
How many people hit hackaday.com?
I need to more often.
It was done by somebody, I think in Lincoln initially, wasn't it, or something?
I think so.
There's some relationship there.
I pulled up the site this weekend and then got distracted and had to
Oh,
leave.
here's one.
Missilith hack taunts your cat.
Okay, I'm interested.
Use the Chumby to control it.
I love it.
Here we go.
The Chumby Commander.
Which is by itself a great name.
I know, I'm there.
Oh, it's just quiet.
That's too quiet. That's not all.
Oh, yes. Uh-oh, might want to go the other way there, bud. There you go.
And you can see the look in his face, the arrogant little prick. He knows it's coming, but he doesn't care.
Surprised that cat has bolted.
Is it the center button to fire?
Yeah. Why does the lamp look like a cat?
That's just
It's very clever.
I'm just picturing this sitting up on top of my cube to fire at my neighbors.
It is Chuck Norris facts.
Oh, okay.
So that's how you do the composite video output. There's
That's
all
2.0.
sorts of things.
And there's your digital picture frame.
Yeah, well, you can load. It has a Flickr app already for it, so.
He said flicker.
Stop it.
I can't.
Yeah, people have done all sorts of things with the thing. So it's cool with the device. I enjoy it a lot. I'd like to spend some more time on it, but it's one of those things that, you know, it works as an alarm clock, and I'm really kind of reluctant to lose that functionality. What? I like the alarm clock.
Yeah,
$100 not much for an alarm clock. The one I have that makes the buzzing noise whenever somebody gets within 10 feet of it. It's also like $100. That is iPod. Oh, this also is supposed to be able to sync to your. It's supposed to be able to control your iPod. There's some sort of control for that. I don't know. I haven't loaded that app yet for it, but it's got quite a bit of stuff for it.
But so like an older iPod Pro. I don't know if it'll let you do the touch or something like that.
The Chumby will play. Attach your iPod, and the Chumby will
play non-DRM music.
You can get a little picture of
It will
Chumby
not charge them.
Sleep sounds, which by the way is great because you can set that to start playing noise like water gradually going.
Wow, whitenoise247.com.
There's 2 white noise channels on the thing. One's white noise 24/7. The other one's just white noise.
Huh.
Well, that's because they only work overnight. During the day, they shut down.
I don't know.
There's more bandwidth at night to be able to pump that signal.
I just had this horrible picture of some guy in front of a microphone.
Need some more water.
That's a bad visual.
Birdsong radio.
Yeah.
Wow.
They need to put one that is like wild jungle animal. Like, yeah. Well, it's got a lot of capabilities. I don't know. It's a fun little.
Tarzan can fall asleep.
It's cool, kind of cool. Some people were talking about how well that compares to like the Smart Q and stuff like that. Does anybody know what the Smart Q is? It's a little Linux it's a little portable Ubuntu device, like a little personal media player. It's kind of like a competitor to the Archos and stuff. I haven't found the way you play. Well, actually,
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what that is. Deal Extreme.
DealExtreme.com, one of the best places because they have this right here.
What was the scary
The Super
cat?
Mini Bluetooth 2.0 adapter dongle for like $3. Actually, $2.
$2. Oh, it's
I
on
paid
sale.
$30 for mine 3 years ago. There's a roach?
And they take
Solar
PayPal.
powered cockroach.
A solar. Oh God, Paula would kill me.
Most people would kill you.
You should give it Apollo's light.
Someone's gonna kill you. It's just a question of who it's gonna be.
And when.
Well, it's okay. It's a long and distinguished list.
So the Smart Q.
Oh yeah.
Just a little more expensive.
It's only money.
Well, the nice thing about it is it comes with a bunch of different options. I haven't seen. I don't know anybody who's got one of these yet.
Oh. That's a 7-inch.
Yeah.
5 inches, a bit cheaper.
Yeah, the 5 inch is like 151.
The high-end lens.
It's supposed to be 133.
Ooh, the Shack.
Oh wow, you're actually hitting the shack.
Have you seen what the Shack has now?
Yeah, they got Archos.
Crackberries.
At Radio Shack prices.
Where's
160 gig tablet.
This is the one that's kind of interesting to me right now because this one runs Android.
Yeah, I saw that one at Best Buy. We were playing with that a little bit.
Yeah, they got the 16 gig at Best Buy, so. But that's just another example. The Smart Q is just another one of the little devices. ARM processor cores, 4.3.
got
Simplified Chinese and English. How simplified is the Chinese?
It's a mixture of the
Chinese
two.
of Vietnam.
Yeah. I once upon a time took a test on Sun Solaris security stuff, and I had not studied all for it. And someone asked me how I did on it, and I said, I don't think I could have done worse if it would have been in Mandarin Chinese. And about 5 minutes later, the person got it. So, but no, it's another example of these. There's a whole bunch of these little devices out. I mean, I don't know how many people have played with the Pogo plugs and stuff like that. There's some of those that are kind of interesting.
Yeah.
There's just all sorts of little Linux devices out there.
Embedded type
Yeah. Which if you go to
Linux devices.
I saw somebody who was trying to sell the little one of the netbooks with the little 7-inch screen and stuff like that with some sort of weird thing.
Wow, look at that. Compact, tactical PC. Atom. That's some mil-spec connectors there.
Yeah. But they always talk about all the various things they have out there. But there used to be this really great thing they had on the site, which was do-it-yourself section. They kind of let that fall off.
Literally.
Yeah. It used to actually work pretty well. So the question of multi-touch, all that stuff. But no, Chumby's cool. All the little Linux devices are cool. But the question is, what level of support you have for some of them. Some they don't come with anything more than the bare bones what they need. What sort of community they have. I mean, there's all sorts of things you can do with it. The Chumby, I wish it supported more than just like Flash by default. But it is what it is, as they say. But anybody got a question or anything?
No.
Okay.
It's cool.
Anybody want to go get a beer?
Yes. Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Aaron. Drink up. Oh.
That's it for tonight. If anybody wants to present next month, please get in touch with me. If not,
Because spaces are going
what was
quick.
that? Did I hear
Just got a little
Maybe he was
Winston
asking for
from
gum.
home. I
Yeah.
want to turn it into a switch.
Oh.
That's
Right.
PCI.
Okay, that's for the wireless.
Yeah, where did they put it?
Turn off DHCP and just
Yeah.
plug stuff into it.
Yeah.
As long as you don't set it up as long as you don't tell people route through it, it should be fine. It'll act as a switch.
Right.
Sorry.
Except then
Probably
it'll do,
five
then I can
SATA
do
headers.
DNS through it and nothing else.
Cool.
Yeah,
Stop. Just follow.
So it'll
What,
connect.
listen to what Luke says.
Hit the start. Put it for the start of the room. Just follow.
I want a fast machine. No, it's
No, I don't have
it's too. I didn't
Well, if
know
you want a
that.
fast machine, this motherboard might be the one to get.
Depends
Flash
upon the
PDO
version.
with
it has.
WRT on it. Then send pages.
It's wired.
USB 3.0. and
Oh, it's a
serial
hardwire. It's a
88
BEFS R41.
So I'm wondering if I take a USB 3.0 motherboard and I
That's
stick
an
my USB
old-
1.0
fast
16 megabyte USB drive in it, will it catch fire?
Yeah.
No, it just will go.